Welcome to the course of Cryptography and Network Security. Myself G. Prashanti, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, VLITS, Vignan Salara Institute of Technology and Science. So in today's class, we are going to study about modern block ciphers. So what is modern block cipher and what are the basic components in modern block ciphers? So before going into the basic components, let's see what is modern block cipher. So block ciphers are used to provide confidentiality. To provide the goal of confidentiality, so to provide confidentiality, we are having block ciphers. Okay, so to provide confidentiality, we are having the block ciphers, where these block ciphers takes a block of text. Okay, so a block of message, also called as the plain text, it takes a n-bit block of plain text. Okay, so plain text means that the plain text is nothing but a readable message. Okay, so plain text is a readable message. Okay, so to provide this confidentiality, what we have to do is that we have to hide this readable message. Okay, so we have to hide this readable message. To hide that readable message, we are having some algorithms called as the encryption algorithms and decryption algorithms. Okay, so here by using those encryption algorithms, what we can do is that we can convert this readable message into unreadable form. Okay, so the readable message will be converted into unreadable form. The process of converting this readable message into unreadable form is called as the encryption. Okay, so what is encryption? Encryption is nothing but converting a readable message into unreadable form, or sometimes called as the scrambled form. Okay, so converting the readable message into unreadable form, or we can say scrambled form, is said to be the encryption process. Okay, so and this ciphertext, what is this ciphertext? Ciphertext is nothing but the unreadable data. Okay, so here the readable message will be converted into an unreadable form, and the process of converting the readable message into unreadable form is called as the encryption process. For doing this encryption, we require a key. Okay, so here to do this encryption process, here the sender will be using the key also. Okay, so here to hide the message that is sent by the sender to the receiver. Okay, so that no unauthorized person will be able to see that message. Okay, so what the sender will be doing is that the sender encrypts that readable message into unreadable form, and he will be sending that unreadable data to the receiver. Okay, so now what the receiver will be doing? The receiver will be taking that unreadable form. So again he will be taking that unreadable data. Okay, so he will be taking that unreadable message and he will be doing the decryption process. Okay, so where the by doing that decryption process, the unreadable message will be converted into the readable data. Okay, so that data will be converted into a readable form, and then the receiver can read the message. Okay, since the data is unreadable form, even if there is any attacker in between. Okay, so even if there is an attacker in between, since the data is transmitted in unreadable form, so the attacker cannot know what is the information that is being exchanged between the sender and the receiver. Okay, so that is the process of decryption, where decryption is done by the receiver, where he will be converting unreadable data into the readable form, and he can view the data. Okay, so that is the main purpose of the block ciphers. The purpose of the block ciphers is to provide the confidentiality. So confidentiality means that hiding the data that is being exchanged between the sender and the receiver from the unauthorized person. Okay, so to hide the data, what the sender will be doing is that the sender converts the message that is in readable form into an unreadable form. Okay, so that conversion is done by using the encryption process, where we are having several encryption algorithms. Okay, by using that encryption algorithm, the readable message will be converted into unreadable form, and the sender transmits that unreadable form to the receiver. Okay, so what the receiver will be doing is that the receiver has to do the decryption process. The decryption process is the inverse of the encryption process. Okay, so decryption process is the inverse of the encryption process. Whatever the encryption that you are doing, so by doing the inverse of that encryption, we can perform the decryption. Okay, so here what the receiver will be doing is that the receiver converts that unreadable data into a readable form by using the decryption, and he can read the message. Okay, so that is the block ciphers where here. Okay, so here the sender and the receiver you will be using the same key. Okay, so here it is said like symmetric key block ciphers. Okay, so symmetric key block ciphers means that so the sender and the receiver will be using the same key for encryption and decryption. Okay, if the sender and the receiver are using the same key for encryption and decryption, then it is said to be the symmetric key block cipher. Okay, so symmetric key block cipher where the encryption and decryption uses the same key. Okay, so and here encrypts means that converting the data into unreadable form. Okay, so here n-bit block, since it is a block cipher, it takes a block of message. Okay, blocks that consists of 64 bits. Okay, at a time 64 bits of blocks of data will be converted into unreadable form. Okay, so similarly if it is 128-bit block of data, so 128-bit block of data will be encrypted at a time. Okay, so n-bit block of data, so that n-bit can be 64 at a time. We can convert 64-bit block of data into unreadable form. Okay, so we can also have 128-bit block of data in that way. So block cipher means that at a time one block of data will be processed. Okay, at a time one block of data will be encrypted. Okay, so here and similarly decryption. Okay, so here decrypts. Okay, decryption means that converting unreadable data into a readable form. So an n-bit block of ciphertext, decryption of the n-bit block of ciphertext. Okay, and similarly the encryption and decryption algorithm uses the same key. Since it is a symmetric key cipher, so the encryption and the decryption algorithm uses the same key. Okay, so that is about the modern block cipher where it is used to provide the confidentiality. Okay, and we have seen some terms like what is a plain text. A plain text is nothing but a readable message. What is a ciphertext? A ciphertext is nothing but the unreadable message. Okay, so what is encryption? Encryption converts the plain text into ciphertext, or we can say encryption converts the readable message into unreadable form. Okay, and similarly we have seen that decryption converts the ciphertext into plain text, or we can say converts the unreadable data into the readable form. Similarly symmetric key means that the encryption and decryption process uses the same key. Okay, then it is said to be the symmetric key. Okay, and then the next term we have seen is the block cipher. Okay, so block, what is block? Block cipher. Cipher is nothing but the algorithm. Okay, so that block cipher, what that block cipher will be doing is that it will be taking a block of data. Okay, it will be taking a block of data at a time and do the encryption. Okay, so at a time n-bit block of data will be encrypted. At a time n-bit block of data can be decrypted. Okay, a block is nothing but a set of bits. Okay. So that is about the block ciphers. So let us before going to the block ciphers like your DES, AES. Okay, some examples of your block cipher is your data encryption standard, advanced encryption standard. Before going into the algorithms of your DES and AES, so let's see what are the basic components of that block cipher. Okay, what are the different components that DES and AES uses. Okay, so here the first component is your P box. Okay, where P box? P is nothing but the permutation. Okay, it is a permutation box where in a permutation box, this box shuffles the bits. Okay, so here suppose there are 5 bits, so it will be shuffling those 5 bits, shuffling, or we can say rearranging the bits, or we can say it will be permitting. Okay, permitting the bits. Okay, so a permutation box is a method of bit shuffling. Okay, so it shuffles the bits. Okay, it shuffles the bits, or we can say it transposes the bits. Okay, so here we are having 3 types of P boxes. So straight P box. The number of bits that are going as the input, the output will also be the same number of bits. Okay, so if you see here, as our 5 bits are input. Okay, so as an output, you are getting 5 bits as output. Okay, so if 5 bits are going as input, the output is also 5 bits. Okay, each bit is mapped to some output bit. Okay, so here, so what the shuffling is doing, that here the first bit is becoming the 4th bit. Okay, the first bit is becoming the 4th bit, and similarly the second bit is becoming the first bit. So the second bit is becoming the first bit, and the third bit is becoming the 5th bit, and similarly the 4th bit is becoming the 3rd bit, and the 5th bit is becoming the 2nd bit. In this way we are shuffling the bits. Okay, so we will be shuffling the bits, or we will be saying we will be transposing the bits, where the first bit will be becoming the 5th bit, first bit will be becoming the 5th bit, second bit is becoming the first bit, third bit is becoming the 4th bit. Okay, 4th bit is becoming the 3rd bit. In that way we will be shuffling the bits. Okay, and in straight P box, whatever be the number of inputs, that is equal to the number of outputs. Okay, how many bits we are giving as input to the P box, that number of bits after shuffling we will be getting the same number of output bits. Okay, so second we are having a compression box, where in the compression box, giving 5 bits, we will be getting only 3 bits as output. Okay, so either of the 2 bits will be discarded. Okay, so that is the compression box, where the bits will be compressed. So giving 5 bits, you are getting as output only 3 bits. So any of the 2 bits will be discarded. Okay, so similarly expansion box. So it is the inverse of this compression box. Whereas in expansion box, if you are giving like 3 bits, you will be getting 5 bits as output. Okay, so you will be giving less number of input to the P box, but you are getting more number of outputs from the P box. Means that some bits will be repeated. Okay, so here in compression some bits will be discarded, but here in expansion some bits will be repeated and it is expanded. So if we see here 1 is repeated 2 times, 1 is going. Okay, so one is becoming as input. Okay, so 1 is becoming first bit, and also it is also becoming the 4th bit. Okay, so here 1 is becoming the first bit, and also 1 is becoming the 4th bit also. In this way we will be repeating the bits. Okay, so by repeating that bits we can expand the output. And if you take like 2 is done only for 1 time, so the second bit is becoming the 5th bit. But when you are going to 3 is repeated 3 times, the third bit is repeated 2 times. Okay, the third bit is becoming the second bit and also the third bit. Okay, so in that way, first 1 bit is done for 2 times, 1 bit is repeated for 2 times, second bit is 1, and third bit is repeated again for 2 times. So in that way we can expand the number of bits. Okay, so that is the expansion P box. The number of inputs will be less, we can get the output more. Okay, the number of output bits will be more. Okay, so those are the 3 types of P boxes we are having. Okay, so all possible mappings. It is an example for your permutation. Okay, so if you are having 3 bits, okay, if you are having 3 bits, the number of ways that it can be permuted. Okay, if you are having 3 bits, the number of ways it can be permuted is 3 factorial. Okay, so 3 factorial, that means that 3 into 6. Okay, so you will be getting 6 permutation. Okay, so like this is first permutation, either you can permute in this way or you can permute in this way also, where the second bit is becoming the first bit is becoming the second bit, and the third bit is as it is. Okay, or either you can permute in this way also. Okay, where the third bit can be a first bit, the first bit can be a third bit, the second bit can be the second bit. Okay, so you can rearrange in this way also. The next, either you can rearrange in this way where your second bit will be becoming the third bit is becoming the second bit, and the first bit is remaining the same. Okay, so in this way the 6 possible permutations that can be done are shown in this figure. Okay, so any possible mapping can be done. Let's see the 3 P boxes. The first one is your straight P box. Okay, so already I have said the straight P box here, the number of inputs will be equal to the number of outputs. Okay, so where here each input, so it maps each input bit to an output position. Okay, so it maps each input bit to an output position, and there will be no discarding. Okay, or we can say no bits are ignored and no repetition of the bits also. Okay, so each bit will be mapped to one output bit. Okay, so this is the example of your permutation table. For example, I am having 64 bits, 1, 2, 3, like that I am having 64 bits. Okay, by using this P box, by using this straight P box, I can permit 64 bits. Okay, so where here the first bit, what will be after doing based upon this P box, okay, based upon this P box, I can permit the element like this. Okay, so where here the 58 bit, so here you will be having some 58th bit, that 58 bit will be the first bit after permutation. Okay, so if suppose the 58th bit is 1, so that 1 will be becoming now the first bit. Okay, so next 50th bit, the 50th bit will be becoming the second bit. Okay, so that will be becoming the second bit. So similarly 42. Okay, the 42 bit will be becoming the third bit. So that will be becoming the third bit. So next, what your fourth bit? The fourth bit is your 34th bit. Okay, so and 26th bit will be your fifth bit after doing the permutation based upon this permutation box. Okay, so based upon this permutation box, so if you do the input bits mapping, okay, so suppose you are having 1 to 64 bits. So now you are mapping based upon this permutation box. Okay, if you are going to map this 1 to 64 bits with this permutation box, so here whatever the 58th bit that you are having, that 58th bit will be your first bit after doing the mapping. Okay, so and similarly the 50th bit will be your second bit, 42 bit will be your third bit, 34th bit will be your fourth bit, 26th bit will be your fifth bit. So 18th bit, so in this whatever the 18th bit you are having, that will be becoming the 6th bit. Okay, so in that way you will be doing the shuffling. Okay, you will be doing like transposing, what you can say, you can do whatever you say, it is like transposing, shuffling, okay, or we can say permutation. Okay, so in that way you will be permitting all the 64 bits based upon this P box. Okay, so when it is like your 64th bit, okay, what will be the 64th bit? So the 7th bit that you are having here. Okay, so the 7th bit of your plain text, the 7th bit will be becoming your 64th bit. Okay, so in that way you will be mapping your input, so based upon the P box, and if your input is 64 bits, so after doing the mapping based upon this P box, you will be again getting the 64 bits. Okay, so that is about the straight P box. Is your expansion P box. So here expansion P box, and expansion P box is a P box with n inputs and m outputs. Okay, so here expansion P box where the number of inputs. So here the number of inputs and the outputs. So the number of outputs will be more here. Okay, so as in the example we have said that, so if you are giving like 3 bits, you are getting output as 5 bits. Okay, the output bits will be greater than the input bits. So similarly here also, here as an input you are giving your 12 bits. Okay, so here as an input you will be giving 12 bits, as an output you will be getting the 16 bits. Okay, so where some bits will be repeated. Okay, so if you see here, so here there are repetitions also. You can see that so the 9th bit, it is being repeated 2 times. Okay, so the 9th bit is repeated 2 times, and similarly the 3rd bit is also repeated 2 times. So in this way, by repeating that, you will be expanding here. Okay, so after mapping this to this expansion box, if you are having like 12 bits, like you are having 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like that, if you are having 12 bits, okay, so the first bit will be your first bit only. Okay, so here whatever the first bit you are having, that first bit will be first bit only. So when it comes to the second bit, your 9th bit, whatever be the 9th bit in that plain text, that 9th bit will be becoming your second bit. Okay, and similarly the 10th bit will be becoming the third bit. Okay, 11th bit will be becoming the 4th bit, 12th bit will be becoming your 5th bit. Okay, so again the first bit, so again the first bit will be becoming the 6th bit. Okay, so repeated. So a expansion box where you will be repeating, some bits. Okay, so again the first bit will be becoming the 6th bit. So again second bit, the second bit is your 7th bit. Okay, so third bit, so whatever the third bit you are having, that will be becoming your 8th bit. Okay, so and similarly say again the 9th bit is also the third bit only. Okay, the 9th bit is also the third bit, so your 10th bit is your 4th bit. Okay, so similarly the 5th bit of your plain text will be here becoming the 11th bit. Okay, so similarly the 6th bit will be becoming your 12th bit, so 13th bit is 7th bit. Okay, so 14th bit is your 8th bit, 15th bit is again the 9th bit. Okay, we are repeating the 9th bit again as the 15th bit. So again you will be getting the 16th bit. Okay, so in that way we will be having the 6 bits from the 12 bits, giving the 12 bits as input. So as an output you will be getting the 16 bits. Okay, so giving the input with the 12 bits, you are getting the 16 bits as the output. That is said to be the expansion box. Compression. Okay, so the third type is your compression B box, where in the compression box, okay, the number of inputs will be more and the output number of bits will be less. Okay, so here m will be less than n. Okay, so here you will be having like the number of bits. So you will be getting more, you will be giving n bits. Okay, so you will be getting output as m bits. Okay, where m is less than n. That means that you have to discard some bits here. Okay, since the output bits are less, since here n is greater. Okay, since here the number of inputs is more than the number of outputs. Okay, so since the number of inputs is more than the number of output, you have to discard some input bits here. Okay, so by discarding that input bits, we can have less number of outputs. So here there are some 32 bits here. Okay, suppose there are some 32 bits like given like 1, 2, like 34. Okay, so if you are having like 32 bits here. Okay, having 32 bits here. Okay, so having the 32 bits, there will be some bits that can be discarded. So if you see here, so there are like 7. Okay, 7th bit is discarded, and similarly if you are having like 8th bit. Okay, so 8th bit is discarded. In that way we will be discarding some number of bits and we will be taking only few bits. Okay, since we require 24 bits. So here we require only 24 bits. So from these 32 bits, some number of bits are discarded and we will be taking only 24 bits. Okay, so that is the compression box where the number of inputs will be more and the number of output bits will be less. Okay, so since the output number of bits has to be less, we will be discarding some bits. Okay, so those are the three P boxes we have seen. Straight P box, where in the straight P box the number of inputs and the number of output will be same. Okay, each input bit will be mapped to one output bit. Okay, second we are having a compression box where the number of inputs will be more and the number of output will be less. Okay, so here we have to discard some input bits. By discarding some input bits, we will be getting less number of outputs. Okay, and third one we have seen is your expansion box, where in the expansion box the number of inputs will be less and the output bits will be more. Okay, since the number of input bits are less, so we will be repeating some input bits. We will be repeating some input bits and we will be making the output bits more. Okay, so that is the expansion P box. So next one is your S box. Okay, so where an S box is a basic component of symmetric key algorithm which performs substitution. Okay, so here S box performs substitution. Okay, whereas your permutation, where permutation rearranges the bits, it shuffles the bits. But here substitution, where one bit is replaced with another bit. Okay, where we will be substituting one bit with another bit. Okay, that is nothing but the substitution, where S box is used for. Okay, so where S box is for substituting the bits. Okay, where each input bit is substituted with another output bit. Okay, so here that is the S box. The S box takes M input bits. Okay, so it takes M input bits and transforms them into N output bits. Transforms means that each input bit is replaced with some other output bit. Okay, so if the input bit is like 1, it will be replaced with some 0. Okay, like that. Okay, so if you are having like 1, 1, 1. Okay, if the input is 3 bits to that S box. Okay, if you are having the S box, the input to this S box is 111. So the output will be like 0, 0, 1. Okay, so here whatever the input, so this input is replaced with the other output. Okay, the input is replaced with some other output. So that is the S box, where it transforms, it substitutes one number with another number. Okay, so it substitutes 3 bits with other bits. Okay, so that is the S box, where it does the substitution, where P box is for the permutation, or we can say we will be shuffling the data. So if it is like 110, if it is like P box, okay, so if it is P box, that we arranging like this. Okay, so we will be arranging like this. Okay, we will be rearranging. The third bit will be becoming the first bit, the second bit is becoming the third bit, the first bit is becoming the second bit. In that way, we will be rearranging the bits. Okay, whereas if you take the S box, where it will be substituting the elements with the other elements. Okay, so that is about the S box. And S box is an M by N substitution unit, where M and N are not necessarily the same. Okay, so here the number of inputs and the number of outputs are not necessarily the same. Okay, so that is about the S box. Okay, so let's see one example of your S box. So suppose this is your S box. Okay, these are already built-in S boxes. There is no need for you to generate. Suppose this is one S box. Okay, so for this S box is 3 by 2. 3 by 2 in the sense that it will be taking input as 3. Okay, it takes input as 3 bits. Okay, it takes input as 3 bits. It takes input as 3 bits and it gives output of 2 bits. Okay, so that is 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 S box, where it takes 3 bits as input and 2 bits as output. That is said to be the 3 by 2 S box. Okay, so here for mapping, what we have to do is that the leftmost bit of the input, okay, the leftmost bit of the input defines the row. Okay, whatever the leftmost bit you are having, that will be defining the row. Okay, and similarly the two rightmost bits, the two rightmost bit of the input will be defining the column. Okay, so we'll be defining the column. Okay, so the leftmost bit defines the row. Okay, the leftmost bit defines the row and the rightmost 2 bits defines the column, and then we have to map it. Okay, so I have the column, the two output bits are values on the cross section of the selected row and column. Okay, whatever the row and whatever the column we are getting, that will be cross sections and we will be selecting that particular element. Okay, so for example, based on the table, So for example, let's consider an input of 0, 1, 0. Okay, so here we are taking an example. So example is your 0, 1, 0. Okay, so where we have said here the leftmost bit will be your row. So that is your 0. So this will be your row. Okay, so this will be your row, and these two bits will be your column. Okay, so here this leftmost bit will be your row, and these two bits will be your column. So taking 0 as the, okay, so taking 0 as the row and 1, 0 as the column. That is 1, 0 as the column. Okay, we will be doing cross section. Okay, so that means that your output is 0, 1. Okay, so that is your output. The output is 0, 1. Okay, so that is your cross section. Okay, that is your S box, where you are taking an input as 0, 1, 0. Okay, you are taking an input of 3 bits 0, 1, 0, and you are getting output bit as 0, 1. Okay, so where here the leftmost bit will be becoming your row, and the two rightmost bits will be your column. So here your row and your column you will be mapping, and your whatever the element you are cross sectioning, that will be your output bit. Okay, so similarly if you take 1, 0, 1, so here you have to take the 1. So your leftmost bit is your 1 and your rightmost bits are 0, 1. So you have to cross section with the 0, 1. Okay, so 1 and 0, 1 mapped, you will be getting output of 0, 0. Okay, so the output is like 0, 0. Okay. So in today's class we have seen what is a modern block cipher, where block ciphers are used for confidentiality purpose. Okay, so where the sender encrypts the data and he sends it to the receiver, where the receiver will be decrypting the data. Okay, so this confidentiality is used for hiding the messages. And similarly we have seen some basic components of block ciphers, like where we are seeing P boxes, where P boxes are used for permutation, or we can say transposing the bits. 3 types of P boxes we have seen: straight P box, compression P box, and expansion P box. And similarly we have seen the S box, where S box is a substitution. Okay, so it substitutes input bits with some other output bits. Okay, so where we have seen one example of your S box. Thank you.